Well, welcome to the Business Transformation Speaker Series. My name is Jacques, and I am part of an organization called Your Business Nation that we call YBN. This event is all about real stories that fuel tremendous growth in our guest business. Our focus is to explore the transformative journey to inspire and motivate you with powerful new ideas. The takeaway, you're going to have tools and concepts and strategies, and also a free giveaway, tools that will leverage and your business to bring it to another level. So let me introduce you to Shoan Snoday. And Shoan is a serial entrepreneur. He has his fingers in many marketing tools, many marketing files. He is responsible for the Monday Marketing Mastery. He also has a Business Buyers Academy. He has this event called the Next Level Sales Coaching. He also has an automated marketing summit and a lot more that he will share with you today. So tell us a little bit more about yourself, Shoan.
Well, thank you. So thank you for having me on, Jacques. So it's really an honor and privilege to be here. So I started out working with Microsoft DOS, and I was doing tech support for a company called Packard Bell. So I am so old, I worked for Alexander Graham Bell. People don't know that the Bell in Packard Bell was Alexander Graham Bell. And then I became a Microsoft engineer. I represented Microsoft for 30 years, ended up being their marketing and sales manager for Southern California. And now I am doing, I do a few different things. Some of this, I have businesses in Israel, and then I also buy and sell businesses and help med spas grow. And I also do live events. So we have the virtual events on demand. We have Coach Marketing Mastery. And of course, our flagship event is Automated Marketing Summit.
Cool. So, what happened in your career, in your business, that created, you had a point, something, an event that happened that really caused a transformation to be who you are today and offering what you were offering today?
Yeah, so the thing with that is that I'm like a lot of people, I don't corporate very well or politic very well. So in corporate America, when the politics come up, I'm guaranteed going to lose. And it's just, I think most entrepreneurs end up in that situation where you're in corporate America and you're just like, well, here it goes again. So I was generating leads for a company, and I was reading the book Think and Grow Rich. And a lot of people have read that book. And I told my boss, he goes, what do you do at lunch? And I go, well, I read the book Think and Grow Rich. And he goes, oh, I read that book. That was a good book. I go, dude, it's not something you read, it's something you do. And he goes, what do you mean? And I go, well, just come to the park and I'll show you. And I had the Think and Grow Rich action guide. So the next week on Wednesday, he came up to the park and we went over it. Then he said, this is great. He brought his team the next week. Then I said, well, this is great. Well, people want to hear what I have to say. Then I made a meetup, and then I had, and this is about 18 years ago, then I had all of these people driving like a half hour at lunchtime to come to the park. I had like 30 people coming there. It got to a point where I had to stand on a little wall at the kiddie park where all the little kiddie toys are. I had to stand on a wall so I could see everybody. And I'd read a chapter and I go, next week we're going to go over chapter 3. And what I learned is people don't want to read books. They wanted to network, and they wanted, when I spoke, everyone would shut up and listen. It was weird. I'm like, why are you listening to me? Just read the book. So once that happened, then I said, okay, I'm going to be a coach. And then I said, well, I need to learn how to market myself. And then most coaches don't know how to market, but that's all coaching is branding yourself, marketing yourself, getting in front of more people so they can hear your message. And that's how I got to where I am today.
Wow. What was the biggest challenge you had?
The biggest challenge was literally learning how to brand myself, how to market myself. I'm going to tell you literally, to answer that question honestly, was to reinvent myself, because I don't want to use that word, but I'm kind of a troll, right? And what I mean by that is I think I'm funny, and other people think it's funny, but other people don't think it's funny. Once the nation started becoming woke, my jokes were falling on offended ears. So I had to reinvent myself. That was really challenging. That was the biggest challenge, to take all the videos off of YouTube and Facebook and make me look like a nice guy. But another, and which I am, but the other thing was the learning curve of using the email tools, the marketing tools, how to make a video, how to edit a video, how to speak, how to write copy. That was really a major challenge for me.
And in a couple of words, how did you overcome that? You're sharing with us a bunch of tools that you're using, but is
Right.
it how you overcame that with those tools to make things a lot easier?
So I was going to a program that had to do with how to handle debt, right? And they said find a coach. So I found my marketing coach, Craig Jacobson, who I think is one of the smartest
I,
marketing people in the world.
I know Greg. I mean, I attended his events for years on Friday morning. Matter of
At
fact,
at, at Encinitas Cafe.
yeah, at well, not live, but on by
Oh, okay.
Zoom every
Yeah.
Friday morning for I don't know, like 2 or 3 years, and I still get his invitations. And you
Yeah.
know what? It's a good idea for me to join him because I just loved joining him again after 2 years. I love his content.
Yeah, I've been going. So I met him in 2012. And then, like, just to wrap it all up, is I was using a software that I still use called Green Rope, but he was an Infusionsoft. He was the first marketer of the year, and his mentor actually invented the biggest top of mind ever in the history of marketing and uh, sales, which is baby shampoo. So when you say baby shampoo, you think of a brand. Craig's coach invented that. He's the one that did that. So I followed Craig, and then Craig championed me over the years to where I became the marketer I am today.
Wow, small
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
So, how do you work with your clients? I mean, what does it look like for them to work with you?
So when I get hired, a lot of it is we have to go through the onboarding process. We have to actually map out their whole business. So what I do, this whiteboard behind me, which cost $1,000, right? So uh it was one of the best investments I ever made, because when I whiteboard out someone's business, we do the whole customer journey. We do the funnel. Now the thing is, basically every business runs the same 7 things. You have to have like a lead magnet, which I called money magnets at the time. You have to have an appointment, how to set an appointment, how to do fulfillment, how to do follow-up, how to do long-term nurture, and how to do what's called the net promoter score, which is asking people for referrals. And when you have pretty much these campaigns set, then then your business is going to grow. I mean, it's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So when I meet them, the first thing we do is we get on the whiteboard. I journey out their whole customer journey, and then I build it on the back end.
So, what does your business look like 6 months down the road?
So I work, well, it could be 30 days down the road or 2 months, but 6 months down the road, usually what they're doing is they have more focus on their lead. So when they get a lead, they know exactly where that lead is. If they have a team of salespeople, they can oversee where that sales agent is in the sales. Like, is the person interested? If they're interested, did they set the appointment? If they closed them, was it a close loss or a close win? If it was if they're closing them, but they have to do multiple phone calls, they can see all of the notes and what's going on. So the sales department is one of the biggest departments of churn in any corporation. So salespeople come and go, right? So what a lot of salespeople do is a lot of companies do, is they bring in salespeople. They let the new people that are not good bring the sales to the top, and then they let them go. And then they bring those leads that froth to the top. They give those to the number one people to close them. That's why the number one people are doing, 2 to 3 times much in commission because of that churn. Don't tell anyone I said that. But the thing is, that's one of the ways we do it. Another way is that I had a guy, we made 100 and I think 130 grand in one day, but it took a lot of setup to make that happen, to get that one day together. And that had to do with traffic, setting up the membership, having everything set up correctly, so that when you made the offer, and by the way, this is over 10 years ago, like it would have been like $500,000 in today's money, right? So that's kind of what people can expect when they hire myself or people like me. They can expect to get really focused in their business and then grow and then scale if they want.
Cool, thank you. If you have two ideas or two concepts, or three ideas or three concepts you can give our audience today, what would they be that they can implement ASAP today to grow their business?
Yeah, absolutely. There's tools that you already have that you don't know you have. One of them is, most people have a lead magnet. So it's going to be like an ebook, a video series. I have a thing called content something or other. I can't remember, but I'll just give you a quick example of it. Take your 30-second speech. So say, like, I have one for a women wellness. So it goes, I work with women that are 30 plus that have everything and already lived the dream. I help them get to the point where they could lose everything and know in their heart they've made their biggest contribution. So you could take your 30-second speech and at every sentence, make it a period and expound on it. So you could say, I work with women that are 30 plus. You could write about women that are like, having children or getting married or whatever, women in that age range. Then you can also say that have everything and already lived the dream. So you can write a little bit about, having everything and the challenges and the jealousy involved when people think you have everything, because you really don't, and already lived the dream, and the grass is always greener. And so if you take your 30-second speech and you put a period at the end of every sentence and expound on it, you'll have a book. The other thing that you already have is you have objections and objection overrides. So in sales, the two biggest objections are going to be, I can't afford it and I don't have the time. It's money and time. I don't have the time to do what you're offering. I don't have the money to do it. So one of those objections are going to be, like, what do I need to think about it. Well, what do you need to think about, right? If it's, I don't have the money, well, that's okay, because we have a 30-day money back guarantee. So let's just get you signed up. And if it doesn't work for you, or it could be, I need to talk with my partner. That's okay. Let's get you signed up, and then we'll start rolling it out, and then talk with your partner. They're the 30-day money back guarantee. There's a lot of ways to override an objection. I'm going to wrap this up real quick, but the reason you want the objection is in a testimonial. You want to use your objections in a testimonial. So a testimonial would sound like this. And I know you have testimonials already. So a testimonial would sound like, I was really afraid of hiring Shoan because, just like every other automation guy, he does the same thing. But boy, was I wrong. Within the first week of working with him, he had me seeing things that I could do in my business with tools I already have. And no one asked me to buy anything more. All they did was get the content together and started rolling it out. And I got 5 new clients in the first 30 days working with Shoan, right? So that would be a testimonial. Put an objection in it.
I like that. That's
Yeah.
powerful. Thank you for sharing that. Awesome. Do you have a giveaway that we can invite our audience to take part of, find out a little bit more about what you do?
Yeah.
And
So there's a few things. So I have, and I just got off with one of my business partners that we have kind of a rap battle every once in a while. So you guys should really be in our meetings if you want to see a dance off. But anyhow, we have coachmarketingmastery.com. Coachmarketingmastery.com. We're going to be going over the software and going over with real marketers and 7-digit companies on how to grow your business with automated marketing. The other thing I have personally is my virtual events on demand. So it's literally virtualeventsondemand.com. And that's where we teach you how to have virtual events, everything you need to do from stem to stern. And then the last thing, and our flagship is the automatedmarketingsummit.com. So in reality, it depends on whether you want to do events or marketing. I would start with the coachmarketingmastery.com. Just sign up for that, and we'll be sending you piling on the cool with tons of way to grow your business with automation.
So what we'll do is at the end of this video, we'll have a slide and we'll put those URL links or those websites.
Okay.
Anything else you'd like to add, Shoan?
Well, yeah, the one thing that I'd like to add, and I think that I was going to bring the most value to people again, is in the marketing space, you're going to see videos. First of all, when you get into this space and you're growing your business and you're starting your business, you want to do it with the least amount of investment possible. So, I've spent, 18 grand for a day of coaching. I've spent 30 grand in 1 year multiple times for coaching. So it's the least amount of investment. So if you're just starting off, don't go out and get those paid tools. Don't get the thing that costs $150 a month. Get the free email stuff like the HubSpot, the MailChimp. And another thing is that when it comes to coaching, go on YouTube, watch the videos. Don't sign up with a coach. Follow them on social media and see if they even resonate with you. The coach I'm currently with right now, I've been following her for 4 years. So when she made the offer, I was like, boom, done. I didn't have to think about it, but a lot of people come on board with a coach and then they're like, oh, I made the wrong decision. So don't make any fast decisions and grow your business with the least amount of investment possible. Very important.
That's valuable. I can relate to that one. I can really relate to that one. But sometimes you have to spend money to get a better understanding on how to implement the
Yeah,
tools. But you're right, when you're starting off,
and
just
absolutely.
there's so
And
much free stuff out there.
and the biggest thing is don't listen to me, because I mean I have tools right now that I pay for that I never use. But when you get to the level of what I'm doing, I'm gonna eventually use those tools. So I have Infusionsoft, which is now called Keep. I've had it for over a decade. I've been spending a couple $100 a month, and I didn't start using it until, a few years really in that I'd been investing in it, but I didn't want to get rid of it because I have such a good deal. I have a Ferrari at a Hyundai price, right? So there's that also you have to consider. Like if you're in early bird, then you kind of want to stay with that early bird if you can make the right decision and it makes sense for your business model.
And if you have the right early bird, right?
Yeah, I got Webinar Jam for free, right? I get every webinar for $159 a year. It's $500 a year now. I get AirMeet, which is $23,000 a year. I have that. I'm an investor in that. I invested in that software, so I get it for free. So I invest in a lot of software, so I get a lot of really cool stuff for free. But aside from that, there are things I got to pay little onesie twosies for.
And as we just had a conversation a couple of minutes ago, I mean, there's so much free events going online right now,
Yeah,
2 days here. I'm just wondering, like, if you go to all these free events, you can't even work anymore on your business. There's so much free stuff going out there
yeah.
that's available, but they all have an offer. But it's a good way also to introduce yourself to different ideas, different marketing tools that can really empower your business. And
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So if I could just wrap this up, one of the things I just did with my business partner is I have this is what we did. And this has to do with our flagship event is Automated Marketing Summit. And literally that is the coolest event. I think we're going to have 1,000 people virtually showing up because there are people that want to go to traffic and conversions, but they don't want to spend the $250 a night on a hotel. They don't want to rent a car. They don't want to fly in the plane. They have little children, maybe infants, or they're on the farm and they have to tend to their animals. I've talked with these people and they're like, Shoan, if you could give me something virtual, I would go. So we do it 4 times a year. all of my events, everything leads to Automated Marketing Summit. Everything I do. So it looks like I'm doing a lot of stuff, but it's just to give, oh, by the way, you get a free ticket to come over here, right? It's kind of like meeting a girl at a bar and you go, hey, can I buy you a drink? She goes, sure. And you go, okay, come over here. That way I can get you away from your friends, you know?
Yeah,
I didn't just say that.
that's a good marketing approach. Listen, thank you so much, Shoan, for sharing your wealth of knowledge and your marketing ideas. I really appreciate you as a person. I like working with you too. It's awesome. We have these projects going on. And I just want to say again to our audience, if you want to find out more about our events, you go to jacques360.com, click events, and Shoan's offers will be at the end of this video with the different URLs. And thank you so much for being part of this experience of Business Transformation Speaker Series. And I will talk to you very soon, Shoan. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.